Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from. And when you're watching this video, it's your boy Elzenito, longest time. Today we want to do something very, very quick and simple. Apologies for the noise. Yeah. So I was going through Pinterest a while ago and I saw a particular poster that I would love us to recreate. I do not have the poster yet, but I'm going to just use my initiative to just create it from scratch. So first thing first, we're going to open Photoshop. So if you're conversant with Pinterest, you might have seen this poster before. It's a poster called Retro, right? And the retro and the shape, they merge together, then the image is placed into that concept, and it just looks very, very cool. So we're going to quickly do something like that. So first thing first, would open up our canvas. This time we're going to be working with white background. So let's create it. Yeah, something like that works, right? So the first thing we want to do is we're going to choose black as our color, and we're going to write, let's call this astro. Yeah, let's call it astro. um Let me see if I have this font objectivity. Okay, I don't. Do I? Objectivity? No, I don't. All right, let's stick with inter. So I'm going to just Control T to, yeah, something like this. Make it large like this, right? So after doing that, I'm going to bring it down slightly. Then I'm going to come down here, create a rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw the rectangle tool like so. All right. So black, ensure it doesn't have any stroke. Yeah, ensure it doesn't have any stroke, and also the fill is black, right? Now after filling it as black, you can bring this text up a little bit. Yeah, something like this. You can just push it down. Exactly. Now Control T. Now make sure this O is properly aligned. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just make sure there isn't enough, like there's no space between the astro and the rectangle. So after doing this, the next thing is to bring in a texture. So and also your image. So I'll go to pixel.com, and I've already seen an image I was going to use, which is this image. So I'm going to just download this. Then also under pixel.com, just type in wall texture, right? So for wall texture, I'm going to just look for one that resonates with me. Let me see. Which one should I use? Let me see. I want something that is off-white. Okay, I think we can work with this. So I'm going to open my downloads, right? And I'm going to first bring in the texture into the background, and I'm going to make it cover the entire stuff, right? Let me close this tab. So this is the texture, right? So I'm going to rasterize it. Let's rename it and call it texture. Now your background is currently locked, so you can just unlock it by clicking on this lock icon. Bring down this texture. You can see it's already giving this nice vibe, but the texture is too much, so you can just come to opacity, reduce the opacity slightly. After doing that, we have the rectangle and the astro. The next thing you want to do is group them together. Control G to group, Control J to duplicate. Turn off the first one. The second one, you can right click and merge the group, right? After merging it, it becomes like an image, right? So you can then bring in your picture, right? And you can just enlarge it till it covers the entire thing, right? Just enlarge it till it covers the entire thing. You can bring it up like this, and yeah. Now the next thing you want to then do is you can rasterize this, and what you then do is right click and clip into this. So we have this kind of effect where there's a picture underneath the text itself. But again, I'm not filling this picture. So let's type in tennis shoe. I want something that shows the ground as well as like someone holding something very very clean and cool. So I'm just going to, yeah, let's do this one. All right, so let's drag this in, as like you can see. Aha. Then I'm going to bring it up slightly, and I'm going to clip it into, yeah, this looks better. Now you can adjust it whichever way you want. Right, after adjusting it, it looks really good already. Now you can just, there are several things you can do. You can bring in a text, you can type in whatever it is, but what I want to do is I'm going to bring in a text that talks about astro, or that talks about tennis. So we can just go online and just type in latest trend on tennis. So I'm just going to pick something random. I'll just pick something random, honestly. Right, so I just need a not this one, I just need a text. Okay, I think there's an information here, but we need one that has to do with a female, because we used a female's image here. So let's open this one. So I'm going to just type this somewhere. I would select my text icon, then just drag and place. That's Control V to paste. Now I'll just select all and choose a very small, a very small. Just make sure you choose something that makes sense. Now text, especially when you're doing like a minimal design, text is usually very it plays a lot of role, right? So you have to be very careful the kind of fonts you use, the kind of text you use, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to just come down to more properties. I would increase the width slightly. Yeah, okay, something like this works. So I can bring it. All right, so I'm going to just Control T, then I'll just bring it down here. All right, apologies for the noise again. So I can just make this white, right? Then I can bring in something here. Let's look for, okay, instead of that, I can just bring in my logo, right? So I'll just bring in my logo here. Right, just put in my logo here, and let me just convert it. Let me just change it to white straight away. Yeah, something like this works, right? Now another thing you can then do is just bring in some text, some random text. Yeah, let me just quickly jump straight into that, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So we're going to be working with this. We're going to be working with this kind of text. Again, I have seen the design. So it's, the design is currently on Pinterest, like I said. So I'm picking an inspiration. It's more or less like a replication design. So I'm going to Control J to copy this and paste this, right? So for this one, we'll put dates, and for the dates, we'll put, what's today's date? That's 18.09.2024, right? Then Control J again to duplicate. Again, the reason why you're seeing those guide is because when you go to view show, you can see that my smart guide is on, right? If you turn on your smart guide, you would always be able to like navigate your movement and all. So for this one, we're going to put in what's it called, designer. So for our designer, we're going to put in El Zenito, right? So I'm going to just select all, drag it slightly up, then I'm going to go and pick in just a random text like this, right? And again, I'm going to select my text, select and drag like this. Then I'm going to control, now I'm going to make this smaller, like very small. not as small as that, very very small. Let me see. Hmm. Yeah, okay, let's copy more. So I'm going to zoom in holding alt. So let me see how I can bring this here. All right, so just drag this up till it gets to that point where there's an one and the text are. So yeah, we just created a very very simple um, text magazine page, right? It looks very very clean, very very simple and straightforward. We can make this smaller. That's this one. We can make it smaller, right? When we make it smaller, we can then add one more um, to it, and we can call this apologies for the noise. We can call this time, and we can just give it like 4:30 p.m. So yeah, that's basically apologies for the noise. Yeah, I'm back. Apologies for the noise. I have neighbors. So yeah, we can put in the time and we have something very very neat and all. Now for this kind of poster, you would always want to introduce grain, right? So make it very very cool. But first, let's reduce our texture a bit. So we can reduce the fill slightly. Something like this works. Now when I zoom out, you can see how it looks. It looks very very clean, like very very dope. Now again, text, the way you write your text matters a lot when you are creating like magazines, like posters and stuff like that. Now this text does not make sense. You'll be able to know it because it's currently, like, so far we have been using like full justification kind of concept, but this is like left justification. So the best thing to do is just select, where is it, select this and go to more properties. Let me see if I can open this up. Come here. So go to more properties and choose full justification, right? So that it can be properly justified, right? Unlike the other one that is left justification. We don't want to use left justification for our design, for this particular design. Now it looks better. You can see it looks cleaner and better. Now another thing you can then do is this, because there isn't enough space, like it's looking kind of choky. You can bring in something like this. But at the end of the day, you might want to see how you want to sacrifice one for the other. So let's say we remove something like this. Let's remove one more. All right. So then it is properly aligned. So yeah, this is better. It is readable and it looks better. So yeah, now the next thing you want to then do is this. Let me close this tab. The next thing you want to do is select the first layer, hold down shift and select the last layer, Control Shift Alt E to convert everything to a singular image. Now go to your filter, camera raw filter. Now this is not a poster like a design or anything. It's more or less like a type magazine stuff. So what you want to do is you want to just increase the grain by going to effects and you choose grain and you can just increase it. If you zoom in, you can see how it looks. It looks very very clean, so you can increase it more if you want. Just give it that that grainy vibe to it. You can reduce or increase your texture if you want. You can reduce or increase your clarity if you want. So but I don't want to mess with the clarity too much. Let me see if I can add where is it, under color. I'll add some vibrance to it. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'll just press OK and you can see where it looks like. This is what we have just created just now, and it looks very very nice, very very clean. Looks like a page of a magazine, and we did that in less than 15 minutes. So yeah, if this resonates with you, if you definitely be creating something like this, comment, share and subscribe, and also let me see your work. So tag me when you create stuffs like this. I'm going to see you next time. Cheers.